Alright, welcome to the first ever episode of the Kevin Haelen Super Show, hosted by me, Kevin, and
Haelen Hernandez. In the flesh.
In the flesh?
Yeah, not really, but you know.
You tried. So, Haelen, I actually got one question for you that has been, as of late, arising in many conversations. But you yourself have never actually played a modern game in a while. You're more of a retro head, am I right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about microtransactions?
Microtransactions?
You know, loot boxes. Pay-to-win type of games that have started bringing their way towards single-player games. So now single-player games such as Shadow of Mordor have lately become pay-to-win, even though they're just single-player, which is really stupid.
I feel like in some formulas that would be successful, or people will actually do it, but I feel like that's, like I said, I haven't been playing any modern games lately, but what's it called? I mean, I guess like as far as like the mobile platform, although I'm pretty sure that's not what you're talking about. What's it called? Isn't the Fire Emblem like pay to win too?
Well, I mean,
I mean the app, not the actual.
But I'm talking about like AAA games being released, $60 full retail, are now starting to become pay to win, even though.
See, that's just sad. I mean, like, what's it called? You're already paying $60 for the game, and you know you want to. I mean, maybe what's it called? Since they're AAA games, mainly a lot of people dig the series and whatever. And now it's like, I mean, what you think we have like $1,000 bills in our pockets? Like,
well, I mean, unfortunately, that's just how the gaming scope has evolved. Luckily, though, bro, if you didn't know. What I found out earlier today was the UK actually, something interesting happened. They're basically making it, well, obviously, like, well, kind of. So, there's something called loot boxes. I'm pretty sure everyone who would see this is familiar with. It's basically like a microtransaction. You're basically, instead of paying for what you know you're getting, you're basically paying for a random, like, item or something sometimes worthless. It's just in-game stuff. It can be worthless, like... it was usually like popularized by stuff like Counter-Strike Go and Overwatch. If you ever played those,
Overwatch is definitely Overwatch definitely did that.
Yeah, basically it's basically gambling, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, you
might
get the same thing even as like, come on, that's really fun.
So the UK now recognizes that it's gambling, and there's lately been a petition for, well, albeit I didn't find this out myself, but basically there's a petition. And the government even recognized it as the action of gambling. But we have no idea. Well, currently I have no idea because I haven't looked in too deep into it and how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully, baby steps we could fix. Well, the people in general
like it gets too out of hand.
Yeah, because I'm not going to
stop it now.
Fucking $200 for extra for a game.
And then, like, the next year, like, the next game in the series comes out, and then you gotta do the same thing. It's like, no, heck no, forget that.
Call of Duty.
It's like, why am I gonna be playing the Overcrotch and spend it? I mean, I guess, I know there's some, like, die-hard fans that will definitely pay $300
yeah,
to
but
make sure they get that costume.
Cosmetics. I haven't played it or, like, bought it.
Yeah.
I played the rip-off Paladins, but... they're basically the same thing. It's not really like, it's mostly cosmetic, not really game changing.
Yeah, you're right. But as far as like the other ones, being pay to win, like, oh, you know, you can't advance until you buy this. It's like, come on, that's
it actually makes, like, a good example is Shadow of War. If you've heard about the controversy of that, have you, though?
No, fill me in.
Alright, so basically, Shadow of Mordor was a great game. Blah blah blah, and here comes the sequel. I believe it was EA, and if I'm wrong, I look like a complete idiot, but of course it's probably EA because they're very greedy.
Oh yeah.
And basically some BS happens, and now the single players pay to win. And basically, if you want the true ending, it's either a really tedious grind of like possibly like dozens of hours, or you can just pay your way to it. And they purposely did that as an incentive to buy microtransactions, even though it's not really an incentive, it's more like an empty kind of threat in a means.
Yeah. it's a very petty way to throw out or make some extra money. But yeah, I don't know. That crap is like, yeah, man, like I don't know, like that just kind of defeats the whole purpose of the game. See, okay, like what's it called? I guess from a retro head like me, my perspective, it's like, okay, so going back to like arcades, like cabinet arcades, like yeah, you'd have to put in a quarter to advance, and in a sense, like I guess you can almost consider it similar to pay to win. But the thing is, it's like, okay, so what you're playing, I don't know, Pac-Man, and what's it called? Oh no, freaking.
Oh no!
You lose all your lives, and you need an extra quarter to win. It's like, or to continue. Well, it's like, see, that was on you because if you didn't have the skill to continue, then
yeah,
well, that was kind of on you. There was no like BS or any like fake or anything that would stick you out.
And that was like way back then.
Yeah. So of course that's kind of. I mean, it was of course 25 cents, nothing too much. Of course, 25 cents was a bit more back then, but still, like it was
an arcade where basically it was only 25 cents to play. You didn't physically buy the thing and then pay more money to continue.
Exactly. And what's it called? And I mean, speaking, not necessarily Pac-Man, but there's other games that you could that were arcade games that you can definitely, like, for example, I guess moving a little bit more forward in the timeline. But let's say a game like Time Crisis. That game you can kind of play all the way through. Maybe get some quarters in, but like at the end you'll be spending less than $60. Of course if you pay $60, you're not playing the game right at all. But
yeah,
you're doing something wrong. You're not even facing the gun at the TV. You're facing the gun at yourself. And maybe you're thinking it's an actual gun at that point. But what's it called? Of course, that was the way they made their money, but going back to now, like, these guys are big companies, these AAA games, like, these guys make so much money out of these. It's like, why would, come on, like, no, that's...
Like, what's the point of doing all this?
What's the point of doing that, I feel like if they try to take advantage of it, then now, they might lose their audience. Who knows? Of course, maybe the diehard fans will stick with them to the end, but stuff like that, I mean, it just makes it really...
cheese.
Yeah, really cheese, and it's like, man, where's the video game community going? Of course, these are the big head companies.
EA, Activision.
Yeah. So I mean, of course, what's it called? Most indie games aren't doing that, and
it actually seems like AAA games are getting worse. Indie games are actually getting better, like Cuphead. That was good. That was exclusive on the Xbox and PC.
What's it called? Hat in Time, right? That's
pretty solid.
Yeah. That was. I mean, well, speaking of those and like just platforming, genre platforming, really out of nowhere, it just revived itself.
2D and 3D, except for Ukulele, that was a massive fail.
Oh yeah, but for the most part, just other platformers besides Ukulele.
In general, it just got improved.
Generally, yeah, and then just like, whoa, what the heck? What's gonna... I mean, I'm just looking forward to what's gonna happen the following year. I mean, this month, Mario Odyssey is coming out, and I mean, of course, that's amazing.
It's gonna be it might be a console seller.
Yeah,
and might be trouble. Sure. Might have some trouble getting that on Christmas season.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, this is just a couple of footsteps. I don't know where it's going, but I hope that, I mean, more people develop more platformers, and we don't forget about that genre just quite yet. Because
it's lacking very.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who knows? Maybe there's two goons over two buffoons developing their own.
I wonder who they are.
That's a story for another day.
For another podcast.
Yeah. So speaking of which, kind of relating to microtransactions, no one really seems to talk about how. Well, I mean, maybe it's because they're so used to it. But like Street Fighter V had a good amount of DLC. Capcom usually gets a good amount of DLC.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't really say add the word "good" to it as in being good, because I'm not trying to pay extra money for characters that were already there in the game, probably almost or already finished, but taken out just to be sold as DLC.
Yeah.
And now Street Fighter V. When did Street Fighter V came out? It was like a year or two ago, right? And now there's already releasing the arcade edition. Street Fighter 5, which adds new V triggers and all this fancy stuff.
And of course, that's kind of a little formula they've been doing even since way back when.
So
Street Fighter
soon
2,
we'll probably
Street Fighter Turbo.
probably see like Super Street Fighter 2 or Ultra Street Fighter 2. I mean, it's basically just going to release the same game for over years. I mean, I'm not going to complain. I love Street Fighter, but and Activision is no one to speak of this because they always release a Call of Duty every year. It's basically the same formula, and it's just they don't listen to the fans most of the time, and it just gets worse and worse, or just different.
Yeah, it just starts getting more, or just degrades itself, and then like
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Pile of trash. Yep. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but of course, definitely Street Fighter. I mean, they couldn't let go of Street Fighter 2. They always had to slap the title in with something else. But
and like Ultra Street Fighter 2 for the Switch came out.
They still, as of today, they still can't even let go of the title. But I mean, what's it called? I mean, the Switch. I feel like the Switch doesn't necessarily have a defined genre. Of course, yes, Mario is a platformer, but so many games are being released, especially indie games. Like, there's no real genre that you can slap on it. Like, most, like, as far as like PS4 and Xbox, like when you think of PS4 games, it's mainly a FPS, a first-person shooter.
Well, like FPS, and then there's action in the way.
True that. But those are the labels.
Like basically every modern system besides Nintendo is of mainstream gaming.
Yeah, and then a couple indie games here and there. But
those die out fast. Like,
oh yeah,
just kind of it wasn't an indie game. Sonic Mania died out fast. The hype around it, built around it, it really went away pretty fast. Especially around when Cuphead came out. Like, I don't even think people talked about Sonic Mania for more than 2 weeks before it just became unspoken.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad, bro. It is. Looked like a lot of hard work just put into it, just for it to get killed off.
Oh yeah. And what's it called? I don't want to sound like a hipster or anything, but Christian Whitehead. I've been kind of a big fan of him, simply because I was able to play Sonic 2 on my phone.
We're hoping Christian Whitehead is watching this.
I'd be crazy if he was. If he is, you put a lot of love in Sonic Mania as well as your other friends, and honestly, that was a masterpiece. A good contribute, a spiritual successor. Well, can you call it? Yeah, spiritual successor to the original Sonic series, and of course, what's it called? You guys definitely put a lot of love, like I said. So honestly, it's a pretty good game.
Even though.
They deserve more love. That's all I should say.
Yeah, more recognition.
More recognition.
But unfortunately,
people just forgot about it immediately.
And instead, now all you hear about is Cuphead and how people made Cuphead porn. It's very disturbing. Yeah.
And of course, that journalist struggling with the beginning of the game that really took off as well.
Yeah, so garbage. Oh, which brings me to another question. In your opinion, do you think game journalists need to be good at games?
Well,
bro, it's an obvious answer. There's no way you can tell me there's two sides to this. Of course they have to be good at games. They're going to be biased and say it's too hard. IGN, bro. IGN said when they reviewed New Super Mario Brothers Wii, they docked the point, or they docked the score off, because they said New Super Mario Brothers Wii was difficult.
Wait, Wii U or Wii?
The Wii.
Alright, I was gonna say Wii U is actually really easy.
So is the Wii. The Wii is extremely easy, bro.
I mean, it's not like, yeah, of course it's not unbeatable, but it's not unbeatable. But it is definitely a little bit more challenging. But in my opinion, Mario Wii U is way more. It's just easier. I mean,
this isn't like Cuphead. They should not have docked points.
Yeah,
even Shovel Knight's harder than that.
Oh man, when you put it that way, oh man, you almost wanna like
hit them, eviscerate them, get rid of them, annihilate, destroy.
Well, I wasn't necessarily say all that, but what's it called? But yeah, I mean, back to what I was gonna say. I feel like the journalism. I mean, what's it called? I mean, the journalists. I mean, that's their job to write stuff.
They got too used to easy games.
But you should have a balance of both. I mean, I'm not saying that you can be both successful and being the best video gamer out there. And
They gotta.
being the best
I know, but I
journalist.
mean, like they have to
But
at least
there's gotta be
decent,
some
not
balance.
brain
I mean, yeah,
dead
they gotta.
trash.
You gotta. I mean, this guy looked like he hasn't played a Mario game in his life. You know, like this is his first like ever like platformer. You know, all he's been playing was like FPSs recently. Maybe he has. Maybe he was too caught up with new FPS games, and then like when he went to this platformer, he's like, I forgot how to 2D. But still, come on, I don't know. That's.
I forgot how to 2D. We know he's trash. There's like no other way around it.
Sadly, there is not on that. But on the bright side,
he's
at least he's a journalist that he can write okay. But you know,
anyone could be a game journalist. IGN is a team full of shitty game journalists.
Maybe we'll have a
I need to
chance.
censor that.
Well, maybe we'll have a chance to get into IGN. We'll just be like, you know what? World War II, the airplanes look nice. 10 out of 10. Or 9 out of 10. Too much planes. Too many planes.
They would do that too. That's the sad part.
World War II, too many wars.
Too many wars. And
Yeah.
everyone always makes fun of IGN by saying
Oh yeah.
they take IGN. Well, obviously they always get made fun of, and now they're
Yeah.
popping off on Disney XD, their little game side block of Disney XD. But
Oh,
anyways,
what's that? Fill me in.
they basically, well, the only reason I remember it is because they hosted Evo on, well, they didn't host it. Evo was on Disney XD. And
Yeah.
something to do with ESPN and esports, because you know Disney owns ESPN.
Yeah.
And it was censored commentary. It was alright. It was pretty fun to watch. I like watching Evo. I like watching Smash 4. I like seeing how TSM0, who was playing as Bayonetta, got wrecked. I mean, who was playing as Diddy Kong got wrecked by Salem, who was playing as Bayonetta. I didn't catch Street Fighter or Melee, but it was a pretty good showing.
They should do that more often.
I doubt it. Evo's only like
Yeah,
once
I
a
know,
year.
yeah.
It's the biggest.
But I guess
In
what I meant was like
Tokyo.
more stuff like that more often. Or just
They're still. I think they're still doing it, but like they also do like like gameplay. They get people like Jacksepticeye and
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot
yeah.
the other
I've heard
people's
of-
names.
I've
Strawberry
heard of,
17 or something. Like a bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
like basically people who look like they would sell out. And I'm not trying to rush it, but because of the adpocalypse and how no one's getting money, but they look like they
Yeah.
would sell out real quick, and it's really boring, really censored. It's like it doesn't feel
Oh, yeah,
genuine, and
yeah,
it's like all
basically,
cut
I
up,
mean,
and it's like
yeah,
it
they
just
have
switches
to
back
not
and
be
forth.
themselves.
Yeah, it switches back and forth between people, and it's just really stale. And at first it looked cool, but it was just trash after seeing it.
Because they have to be like Disney friendly, quote unquote.
Yeah, just PG. Well, I mean, we do that, but we're not like to the extreme.
Yeah, yeah. What's it called? I think we're PG-13 at best.
Sometimes,
But even
if I
at
remember
that,
the censor.
But,
Actually, this is probably going to be the first video uploaded in which for like how many months have we tried? With gameplay, like 6 months. Too many to count.
But no, yeah. I'm still not giving up.
We're still pushing.
This podcast will serve as a reminder.
A reminder to what? How
To-
I'm gonna be so pissed if something messes up and we don't notice till the very end, and we have to do everything all over again. Keep in mind, this is not scripted. This is just
Oh yeah, this is just
straightforward.
plain. We're just kind of spewing out whatever's in our head right now.
It's not
So,
even-
it's organic. It's organic
yeah, it's not
podcast.
planned. But we haven't said stuff like a bunch of times or like. So
I mean, but it's just us. It's just us two. I mean, we're. I just said out right now. We're pretty good friends. There I go again. Now,
Oh,
now
no.
I'm being pressured. Nah. But what I was saying, more or less. No, yeah. I mean, I don't see why we should. It's just us two, the
Big
duo,
boys.
and being chill, doing chill things, saying chill things. I don't see why it would have to be like, pancakes are cool.
Rawr.
and then occasionally just try to throw in I like that YouTuber too,
Oh,
and then just talk about mainstream stuff. In a sense,
well, not really mainstream because no one really cared about Nintendo so recently.
yeah.
Kind of their name was
I've always cared
tarnished.
about Nintendo.
But Nintendo kind of slapped themselves in the face with that Nintendo partnership cheese where you can't stream Nintendo games anymore.
Yeah.
Probably because PewDiePie straight up said the N-word with the hard R.
Oh man, I mean, it can go both ways in a sense, but mainly, I mean, they didn't have to do that. It's just, I don't know, maybe be careful who you get partnerships
That
to.
was
I don't know.
I don't even think he was partnered with them. I think they're just scared of streamers in general.
There's plenty of
But I mean,
there's plenty of
it's not like a bunch
streamers
of
and
people would.
YouTubers.
Not like a bunch of people was even in the program anyways. They just streamed it, recorded, they did whatever. Nintendo didn't really do stuff unless it was recorded. But like, YouTube's running this shit.
Yeah,
Or crap, my bad.
It's slowly going there, yeah.
And what was I gonna say? Oh, and some people even report getting paid. Like, there's like this one guy, I forgot his name. I remember I saw it on the Etika World Network. But basically, what happened was this guy got his paycheck for Nintendo. Guess how much it was?
How much?
A whopping 1 cent. They're like, thanks, Nintendo.
Bro, how did they make so much money?
They made more money
get on that program.
They made more money than us.
Oh man, I should get on that program, dude.
This isn't for the money though. This is because it's good pastime. And a good way to promote our own work.
Yeah, I mean, we do this for the fun, and then if there's any journeys in between, it's fun.
We sound like sellouts. We're not those Disney XD people, bro.
I mean, yeah, but whatever we do, whatever we produce on the channel, whether it be a podcast or hopefully maybe actual video gameplay in the future, that's not streamed.
Well, it's not the future. We'll try soon.
Real soon. We all do it for fun. What's it called? All at the end, we love video games.
It's a good way to network.
We love other things, music, talking about video games, and
occasionally anime.
Occasionally other things, and anime included. And this is just a cool way to do that. It kind of gives us an excuse to continue doing that, whether we get paid or not. But if we do, I mean, we'll be grateful about it. If not, we'll continue doing what we like. So
it's not like we wouldn't put it back. We wouldn't invest it back into our projects for everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Speaking of projects,
go on.
Well, not really a project, but do you think Smash Brothers for the Switch is coming out before 2018 ends?
As much as I want to join the hype crowd, I really doubt that.
Yeah, Sakurai wouldn't do it.
What's it called? Generally, it takes like 5 to 6 years for a Smash to release.
On average, yeah, from what we've seen, that's usually what happens.
Yeah, from what we've seen. Brawl to Wii U took like what? It was 2007 when Brawl came out, in 2014 when
Wii U.
Yeah, for Wii U. So that took more than 5 years.
And then 64 million was like what? It happened at some point. I just don't remember.
Yeah, but definitely it wasn't like 3 or 4 years like right now. Like it's only been like 3 years since Smash came out, and I come on.
I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah.
You get where that reference is from.
I don't feel the Monado or here. I wouldn't try to do it either, because I feel like you go and let them breathe a little bit, and get some more inspiration for the game. And
let's hope someone just doesn't say we're making a new Smash game like they did for Brawl, and when Iwata was still around. Rest in peace, Iwata. But basically, during that one E3 presentation, you remember when Iwata was like, "We're making a new Smash game," and
even
Sakurai
though
was like,
they didn't consent they didn't consent with Sakurai.
And then he was like, "Bro, what are you talking about? We're making a new Smash Brothers." And then Iwata was like, "I know you hate ports, but if you don't make us a new Smash game, we're gonna port Melee to the Wii and have online functionality." And Sakurai was like, "You piece of," and then It just took off from there.
And he decided to make a new one altogether.
We're forced to. I mean,
Yeah. And I like the theories behind the whole construction of the subspace emissary adventure mode, and why Sakurai did it the way he did. Either way, it's still a fun mode, but I like the little
how he was like, he would act it out like physically, act each scene, and then they would just go from there. Like he would like. I wonder how he.
Actually, I did not know that. What the heck is that? Is that a thing? Really?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I was going somewhere else.
I might be wrong, but I thought that's what you meant. Yeah.
I was legit, no, I was going somewhere else. I was going about how like in the very first, like, you know, the master hand in the very first Smash game for the 64.
Oh,
like,
you mean like it's a child?
Yeah, and then also that theory, and also for the fact that he wants to let go of the Smash
trying to
Bros.
bring
series.
up game theory? You mean you trying to bring up sellout theory? Even though he
Was I bringing out game theory?
Well, he claimed
that theory.
He claimed it, but we all know he stole it. Like he steals some of his theories, like the Mass Effect theory of indoctrination. I'm not going to sum it up because it was just complete trash. Well, it wasn't trash. It was trash how he just presented it and acted like. Well, he didn't credit the guy who made it. And it was, by the way, it's false. And he promised a part 2, which no one ever got.
Well,
Speaking of game theory, it's gonna be might be controversial, but I used to like his content, but he himself was just like, every now and then I'll check it out, but he himself is just, theories are either just really dumb, or just like Five Nights at Freddy's, or some like some mainstream indie game that no one asked for a theory of.
He's just like, you know what? I think this is a good idea. You know, I'm gonna, you know, these
I'm just gonna steal it and then take credit for it and get that AdSense money.
Really want more.
I'll give him credit though.
Yeah, I definitely love his old videos. Like you're saying?
Every now and then he'll pop a good one, but like
he's
probably gonna. Someone's probably gonna clip this part, send it to him, and then we're gonna get roasted on his live stream.
He's gonna give a theory of why we suck.
Couldn't even record the gameplay after several attempts.
Matt, Pet, if you're hearing this, you know what? I
don't take anything I said. You sold out.
Matt, Pet, I'll be happy if you do that. I'll just be laughing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to press you on. No one will probably see this, but who knows? I'll make a Twitter account and tweet this at him. Spam him.
He'll feature us in his stream, and he'll roast us in front of our face. Kind of like how he was roasting Nintendo for a hot second with that one thing where it's should I be talking about different videos about different mainstream YouTube videos?
It doesn't matter. This is our show.
It was like, I believe it was him and Reggie.
Fizame?
And they were Fizame, and then they
were.
You mean the why Nintendo should either be independent, like should continue being like their own company, or they should merge with
third-party developers.
Yeah.
And then, I remember that.
He was enjoying like the hot couple seconds he was able to roast Reggie, or just Nintendo as a whole. I feel like that's the equivalent of what he's gonna do with us.
Except it's gonna be onslaught.
There's not gonna be like, oh, you know, I was just joking. They're like, no, it's.
We all know his. We all know all his 12-year-old fan base of like, how many is it? Like 1 million?
Yeah.
All of them who registered as 18-year-old adults, you know, they're like 12 or like younger, are gonna come in and destroy us no matter what happens.
They're gonna leave a comment.
We're gonna get annihilated. We're gonna get this. I could already tell this segment will get us dislikes, maybe more than likes, but honestly, I don't care.
And then there'd be like that one really angsty 12-year-old, like with the long paragraph, like, why do you guys stream, or why do you guys do podcasts? No one's ever they're gonna have a
couple everything. That's basically how his fans are. Look,
why do you make Strem?
This is the best recording ever.
Why do you make Popcat and Strem? You should stop. Please.
And then they're gonna like hack our account and delete us and upload porn on the channel to get it like taken down. And then there goes our thing.
There goes Super Ramon Brothers.
The Kevin Haelen Super Show. I say some controversial stuff, but I'm speaking real facts. Like I'm not trying to. This isn't Disney XD. I'm not going to censor my opinion.
It sounds like a. It sounds like freaking. What's it called? I don't know why, but I was gonna shoot for the word government conspiracy, but I mean more like we're trying to protect our rights or some crap. Like, they still got freedom of speech.
You could take it in that way.
In some senses, I guess you can somehow lead it to that crap, but
yeah,
it just sounds like it's going that route. It's like I was gonna.
I'll just edit in like Crash going like that wall meme. I'll just edit it in while I'm saying that.
But instead of like him just saying, it's like he's
well,
saying, like,
that was perfect.
He's singing like the Illuminati theme, like wah wah wah. And he's like, you zoom in, there's like the Illuminati symbol,
and then
but then Crash
going like Near Cortex going, crystals.
And you keep on zooming in and to like his N on his forehead, and then you just see Crash.
Where are we even going with this? We've literally been off topic for a few minutes.
To be fair, there's no true topic.
Yeah, we just
like I said, we're just
game
like
theory. That's like how the last 8 minutes went.
I was thinking really 8 minutes?
It's gonna be another controversial topic, but I think I know. I think Dashy Games, while I still enjoy him as a person, is the gaming channel, all the censoring he has to do. It's not his fault, it's YouTube's guidelines.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not bashing him. He's still entertaining to watch it sometimes, but
you're not bashing Dashy.
I'm not bashing Dashy either. But like he's just an example of like not like the overall, but he's just an example
like how
of some people
in people's contents.
Yeah. The way that it's censored, some people, it's mostly YouTube's fault, but how people censor themselves, sometimes it's just not entertaining. It's really trash. Yeah. But like how Corey Kenshin censors himself, he's like still entertaining. Maybe because I really haven't seen much of him cussing like, way back when, but like Dashy always cussed a lot. But now that he's censored, even though sometimes he forgets to censor, it's boring. Like it's just so garbage. And his titles are like so like different.
Oh, they changed, right? I haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't even heard him say "puh" or "dill," but like, there's a bunch of people just like him who are just so trash at censoring themselves because it's not entertaining as it used to be. It's just generic.
Actually, one of my favorite censorings I've seen before, or recently. Well, I guess not too recently. It was Vine Sauce.
Vinny?
Yeah, he actually stopped doing it. He only did it for like one episode or one stream that he posted on YouTube, but each time he would say something, he'll be like, oh, what the, and then like he'll say something else like garbage can, but like he'll go back and record himself in the future, so he'll just add another word, but it'll just be something completely different.
Would the audio be like terrible?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be terrible. It was pretty great, and like throughout the whole thing, I was entertained. I was looking forward for like the next like bleep. It's just like it'd be like, what the Rice Krispies, but like it was completely
it was different. It was
absurd, random things. Yeah, I don't know. That was the best. That was like one of my favorite censorships of all time. It's like he did it with style. Like he
or do that with my vlogs. It'll just be like, if I accidentally cuss, that'll be my thing.
I think someone actually, I forgot who it was, but they also had to go through the whole censoring ship thing, and instead of saying, you replacing it with just a beep, you would say something controversial. It wasn't offensive, but you just say a controversial word that wasn't like a cuss word or anything like too offensive, so it worked, and it was still just as amusing as like his regular content. And I'm like, that works.
Yeah.
I can see how that'd be really tedious to keep on doing, and like I wouldn't blame him if he stopped. But it was pretty funny. I'll give him that. That was kind of like like a subtle way to rebel against the YouTube policy.
If you wanted to be really edgy, there's an idea for you. Okay, so
just say something controversial.
To recap, we talked about microtransactions, loot boxes, roasted game theory. Said Dashy people like Dashy who had to censor themselves are boring, and yeah,
and ways and solutions to how you can make your censorship rather interesting.
Yeah, entertaining might not be the key word. Well, it will be for me, but like not for others who are sensitive.
Yeah, not for everyone.
It's 2017.
Definitely, and we can only imagine what 2018 has to offer.
Yeah, there's gonna be 500 genders.
Oh no!
Isn't it like the LGBTQIAAPP something something? It's like goes on forever. Yeah, I know. Let me look this up.
Yeah, all I know is the first couple of acronyms.
The LGBTQA sandwich. Let's look this up. See what we get.
Why not?
The LGBTQIAAP.
Whoa! What is that all?
The lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender. Those aren't the funny ones. I wasn't laughing about that. That sounded really bad. But okay. It's the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, transsexual, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, ally. Don't laugh. Hold on, let me read this again. The lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, transsexual, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, ally, pansexual. What the fuck is an ally?
Ally. I don't know why, but it was the question.
This is already controversial. It
was the questioning part that got me.
If anyone gets this far, they're in for a good show.
Sorry, it was just the questioning part that threw me off. It was like questioning.
So like that was really stupid but funny.
Like, so the questioning part are they indecisive? Like they can't tell yet? I mean,
what's the difference between transgender and transsexual?
Wait, transgender and transsexual?
Yeah.
Transgender, I feel like it probably means
when you
for
go
sure
transgender, obviously.
Yeah, of course, and transsexual.
I was gonna look up transgender and transsexual, and the auto results were transgender in the Bible, transgender and transracial.
I was kind of hoping Transformer would have popped up, but.
Oh no!
I was seriously hoping you would say instead of trans.
Okay, someone asked it on the Medical Daily. What is the difference between transsexual and transgender? Facebook's new version of it calls complicated. Facebook added 50 gender options to its billions of users. Wait, I could identify. Whoa! I could identify as a attack helicopter. Transgenders. Transsexuals are people who transition from one sex to another. Isn't that transgender?
Well, what does transgender mean?
Oh wait, it's a person born as a male who recognizes themselves as females and uses hormones and surgical procedures. That's transgender.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Isn't that transgender? Unlike transsexual, is a term for people whose identity, expression, behavior, or general sense of self does not conform to what usually is associated with the sex they were born in the place where it is often.
I guess
basically.
Oh, you going?
Okay, you feminists, you know those. Even the well ones, I'll accept your answer. But I'm guessing, correct me on this, but I believe transgender is you didn't, or you know you were a male before you did all those medicines and surgery and all that, or you went the extra mile. But transsexual is like you identified since the beginning that you were something else. Is that the only difference?
So I figured.
I mean, I have nothing against
one is like
transgenders, but
you completely, I mean, you completely go through the process of the plastic surgery, and one is just that you identify it as being like that, like ever since whenever.
Yeah.
But the one that confused, the one that threw me off the most was the
ally?
The ally too, but the questioning part, like, so if you're indecisive of like,
does that make you bi?
Exactly, I was gonna say, doesn't that fall under bi then? On the real, like at that, like that's just what you labeled yourself, like, okay, or does it mean that you're
we are already getting into some juicy content in controversial stuff.
I mean, I'm
pretty
not
edgy.
saying. I mean,
But-
I'm not saying that.
It's dumb.
I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just. I just.
I already
laughed
said
at
something
knowledge.
about it. It's too late.
I just lacked the knowledge of that the meaning.
You call it
No.
knowledge? I
I just-
identify myself as an attack helicopter. This is controversial, but it's part of who we are. It's more like an
explain it?
exaggeration of how we are laughing, but we have nothing against you, the LGBT,
Yeah, in all reality, we
XYZ,
don't.
whatever. But
It's just the.
our personal
know,
preferences, something to not get triggered about. It's more like just entertainment value, more than just trying to be. rude.
We get amused too easily over
Yeah.
any little details, and we laugh.
This
we
would have
laugh
been a
about
solid
it, so-
stream. Only if I speak.
Oh.
Oh well.
Oh man, I could imagine the hot steamy comments that we would get below.
Hey, maybe game theory's right. Maybe we could draw some views through controversy. He gave
this is
the Pope
this is a
Undertale. He gave the Pope Undertale. Oh, I get his value. I'm not making fun of him, but if you didn't know why he did it, you would laugh. But like, I don't know. I could kind of see the reasoning. I could understand the reasoning, the symbolism he conveyed through giving the Pope the Undertale Steam code.
yeah.
But maybe it was too risky to keep doing that, or to go that length.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I can't believe we tackled a lot of topics.
We still got like 20 minutes till an hour.
With a span of a couple of minutes. But I can't believe we went that direction.
I know.
This is pretty great.
All right, time to switch direction before we start like getting this.
Sure. Okay. You know what?
So we start reaching.
If you don't mind, I would like to talk about Super Metroid.
You're obsessed with that game. All right, go for it.
Well,
Let me hear
no,
what you
just
gotta say.
for the fact. Well, you know, I just beat the game.
Barely.
A really good friend of mine. I know. Better late than never, though. A really good friend of mine gifted me a Nintendo Classic or Super Nintendo Classic, and one of the games that I really wanted to tackle was Super Metroid. For the fact that I've played it before, but I never got to finish it. And I finished it, or I played all the way through. I mean, I haven't 100% completed it, but I beat the main part of it.
You would like to complete it one day.
Yes, I would like to complete the whole thing 100%, like all the way through. I feel like
Pretty
it's
nice.
a game worth completing all the way. But yeah, definitely, man, that game is a masterpiece. Like, I will admit, I did not think this way when I first played it when I was like 12.
Yeah. You
I
thought
was,
it was boring because it was like it was
I-
kind
yeah,
of puzzling. Too much backtracking.
Yeah, and of course I was a dumb 12-year-old kid as well, so little subtleties like that as far as the secrets, the way the formula of the secrets and the way you acquire abilities are handled, like my 12-year-old little mind couldn't comprehend process it. But after playing a lot more platformers as the years passed,
Easy, bro. Easy.
yeah,
Easy
all
going.
of it was crazy. Yeah, it was just I was like, whoa, you know. And the thing is, when it comes
So
to
wait,
especially
I got a quick
platformers-
question.
Go on. Yeah.
What do the Metroids identify their gender as?
Do you have to go?
I'm joking. Go on. I just wanted to say it
Now
really
you got
bad.
me thinking. Now you got me thinking. I don't know. You can't.
You don't
really
have to answer the question. It was just like a
a
joke.
rhetorical question.
Yeah.
But I feel like that question has not been asked before, and now I'm just like, oh snap! Another question Nintendo has to deal with.
First it
But,
was Yoshi.
Yeah, and then Birdo.
Siri, what gender are Metroids? Please don't be too loud.
Here's what I found on the web for what gender a Metroid is. I'll detail her.
What?
Well, there
like
you go.
it-
They classify as a Beatula, whatever
it's
she
a
said.
YouTube video. Oh, I don't want a YouTube video.
Is there a video of that?
Siri, what gender is
Is there a video of
Metroids?
Okay, I found this on the web for what gender.
Boy, Google,
What gender?
Siri, oh my god, it's of course. I said, what gender is Metroid? Good grammar, by the way. And it just took me to the wiki of Samus Aran.
Just trying to tell
That's
you
like saying
about-
what gender is Zelda, and I get like a bunch of
Is it a
pictures
Link?
of Link. Yeah, what the?
It takes you to
To
I'm trying to think of something. It takes you
Rule
to like
34.
no, it takes you
Yeah,
to.
do you know what that is?
I know.
I didn't find
It
out
takes you-
until my
it takes
my
you-
brother was trolling me. And it wasn't a good experience.
Wait, when did you find that out?
My brother told me
Yeah, but when was that?
a couple of years ago.
Okay,
I was an innocent
I
lad.
thought it was rather recently, and I'm like, you got a lot to learn. No, but
Live and learn.
no, back to my hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
Okay, copyright. Oh, okay. Oh wait, no, it's Sega. They're cool. We go on.
Now my joke is not gonna mean anything, but I was gonna say instead of like the equivalent of like asking that question of what gender is a Metroid and taking to Samus is like asking Siri what gender Zelda is, and it takes you to like a Goron. It's just like, no context, just like Gorons are both female and male. It's like, so okay, that gives me more questions. If Zelda's a Goron,
Bro, I looked up what as gender is Metroid is a Metroid, and then they're giving me a bunch of Samus genders. Samus Aran gender revealed in Super Metroid. I'm so disappointed in everyone. Even you who's watching this.
for a second I was like, wait, am I watching?
We'll have
Well,
to
anyway,
watch it later.
come on, or I really didn't want to get on a more.
Okay, we're getting off the tangent. Alright, go back.
Yeah, but just talk about how good Super Metroid is.
Super Mario?
Is it Super Metroid? Now, of course, I think we both established this game isn't necessarily on our top 3 games, but definitely overall in our top 10 games of all
it's up
time.
there,
So it's,
top 10.
yeah, I feel like it's
I
under
wouldn't
my.
say it's top 5 though. Maybe like,
yeah,
maybe. No, probably not.
yeah, I feel like it's not on my top 5 list yet, or necessarily, but it definitely is in my top 10. But I definitely do want to discuss like, what makes it good, or what made me like continue playing it from like start to finish.
The challenge. The challenge is pretty good. The aesthetic, like the design. Not just like graphically, but the level design was kind of smart, even though it's kind of annoying every now and then to go backtracking.
Honestly, one thing, if I were to,
Change.
go back, and change, like only one thing, like not even like I'm not even complaining about anything.
Yeah.
In reality, the game is pretty solid. But if there's anything we could add, or I could add to it, is if there's a way to, or maybe like this is
quick travel?
this is a quick travel, exactly. But maybe not just everywhere, but just go to like a save point. So at least there's some type of like sense of distance that you have to go
Yeah.
to.
But
But
instead
you go
you
to a
have to
save
like
point.
run all the way across the damn
Yeah,
map.
I know it's tedious.
It's
And
really annoying.
one thing let's say they did have that was included, right? That was implemented where
You could just quick travel.
yeah. And of course that would work out, or I feel like that's a good balance, because you would have to find the safe, because all the save state, or not save states, I guess, what would you call them?
Checkpoints? I don't know.
Because they're not okay, let's
Save
just call them-
stations?
there you go, that's a better name. So all these save stations, I mean, these aren't necessarily like written out, like they don't really tell you where all of them
They're
are
just-
at, scattered everywhere. And until, of course, you find a map, then yeah, you can find them. But in reality, they're all hidden. So I feel like that should
It's
be
like-
a
it's
reward
annoying.
to like, yeah, it should be at least rewarded to you that you'll have like the ability to like teleport from like one place to another. But if they were to officially like have one scene where the teleportation doesn't work, it should definitely be when you finally beat like the last boss, or not the last boss, the second to last boss. Oh crap! Come on. What's his name?
Ridley?
Ridley. There you go. Ridley. I was gonna say Ridley. Like right when you defeat Ridley, I feel like for whatever reason the save station stopped working as far as like
Yeah.
teleporting. And it's like, well, why? And you start seeing that there's like some type of like malfunction, and then finally you finally go to the
Oh, no! I literally.
spoiling
Hold
it?
up, sorry. I accidentally stumbled upon an image. I'll probably edit it in, but I'll send it to you right now. We were literally just talking about both these things earlier. But go on, sorry. Go on. Look at the image.
I'm afraid, but I guess if I continue, it's kind of a good thing that you interrupted, because actually I feel like this would be a spoiler. I mean, this game came out like so many years ago. I
Yeah,
mean, if you haven't played it by
if-
now,
Just leave, get out, or
what's it called? I mean,
skip to this time
this
that is magically gonna appear.
this NES Classic just came out, you know, a couple weeks ago. I feel like you had enough time. But anyway, so let's say, okay, going back to, you know, there's a malfunction, right? And then finally you head to like the altar, or the, like, you know, where they have like all
thing.
the bosses. Yeah, all the bosses. I feel like, you know, the malfunction happening with the save stations, it should, you know, build up tension or build up suspense, like, whoa, what's going on? And it's like, well, I guess it gives you a more, like, it prioritizes where you should be.
Yeah.
Or it builds up hype, you know, it builds up like the hype, and then, like, you know, of the climax, what's gonna happen. So, you know, it builds up tension and builds suspense, like, oh, it's gonna happen, you know, and then finally, you know, I feel like that's, if they were to not have teleportation anymore, that should be the only instance where they should not have teleportation. But I mean, this is just me ranting just a little bit, but I make it sound like
that was a flaw.
The only flaw. Everything else is, honestly, it's a really solid game.
The backtrack is still a flaw. But
Yeah.
I feel you.
But yeah, overall, that's both our complaints. Just, oh, I received your text, and I'm kind of afraid. Here, give me a sec. You guys are gonna get the first.
Yeah, y'all probably would have seen it by now, or not now. It's pretty great.
Yeah, you guys were probably already, or before I did.
Roll
but
34. Go ahead.
Just the eyes. Wait, where's that from again? It's the bottom. The bottom.
I'm trying to remember.
It's from an old show. I definitely know that. I'm probably gonna get criticized for not knowing, but
or getting it wrong.
Like those eyes. Imagine just waking up and seeing those eyes when you just get out of bed. Just, I don't know, words.
I actually have no idea. Right now, this is just a black screen. So if anyone has, right now, I'll probably figure out something to put in the background in the meantime. Just to keep the visual. But if someone in the comments has an idea, if we should just put like random gameplay that we didn't really record audio or something I should do.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool, but then we actually record the gameplay.
I can do it on my own time. But...
Yeah, if you want. What I was gonna say. That'd be pretty cool to have in the background, of course. But
that's kind of like a lot.
We can definitely make a. Yeah, they do. We can definitely make a banner for ourselves, all animated or something.
Yeah, we'll get it down.
Yeah, either way, you guys will find out.
We'll make it look. Yeah.
We don't know yet, but you guys will. Whether we have. Rather like
anything we might have said might be outdated. It's only like October 19, 2017 at 9:07 p.m. currently. So if the LGBTQIAPPWXYZ sandwich, whatever you want to call themselves, if they add more letters, don't be surprised.
That's why. They
forgot the H, bro. They forgot the AH, the attack helicopters.
They're gonna say something else. I thought you were gonna say you forgot the heterosexual.
Oh, you mean this?
What?
I'm so I wasn't expecting that.
I thought you were gonna go there. I'm like, what does H stand for? But yeah, wow. I like how every for so far for the last 3 topics somehow it leads up to the
Roasted Game Theory talked about microtransactions there. I was taking this to more of a game approach, but this is not called the Super Ramon Brothers Super Show. Well, for legal reasons, but also because this isn't that. This isn't gameplay. If you wanted that, you should watch our other videos. This isn't that. This is not that shit. This is the Kevin Haelen Super Show. This is whatever.
It's the Kevin Haelen Show. There you go. That's your 1 second of Luigi.
What about that Kermit? We'll introduce it when they were Kermit.
Alright.
Give him a sample.
Alright. Just wait till I start saying words in that voice.
You're just gonna say
Just back and forth.
that it's gonna be like the next 20 minutes.
Oh, you know what? Hold up. Hey, who's there? It's me. Oh, hey, Kermit. I didn't think you'd actually join us, but how you doing, buddy?
Pretty swell. Who are you talking to?
It's Kevin. And why do you sound like Fat Albert?
Fat Albert?
Yeah. You okay, dude?
It's funnier when you say "wah." It's like the best part.
Hey Kevin, how you doing?
Kill yourself.
Rah!
Okay, that's enough sample.
Kevin, go away. I mean, like Kevin. Sorry. Kermit.
Wow.
No. Kermit, go away. There you go. I slapped him.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
You know, because go away. Alright, bye, Kermit. Alright, there he's gone.
That was a very interesting, kind of awkward segment.
No, it wasn't.
It was pretty solid.
Just Kermit came out of nowhere. You know, you called him and he decided to come over. You know, he really likes his attention. You know,
Yeah.
after Miss Piggy left him, you know, that's the result.
So doesn't he want to ask the audience who wants to be his Miss Piggy?
Comment down below if you need yourself a dastardly, pretty decent frog of a
Give me
man.
1 second. Give me 1 second. Be right back for like 5 seconds.
All right.
Insert break. Insert we'll be back edit or just a 12
I mean,
hours later
I
from
can
SpongeBob
just talk
card.
I
You can just talk,
people. All right. Oh snap! It's the Haelen Super Show now. It's all me now. Ooh, I don't even know what to say, guys. You know, how about them pancakes? Right? That's something people say, right? Kermit. Seriously, I love Super Metroid. But now I don't have my other host. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Mario. Oops. Luigi. I need help. I'm hyperventilating. I need help. Oh, I need help. Kevin.
I have returns.
Hey.
Why'd you laugh?
Because I realize how hard it is to keep a consistent conversation going with no one. And I pretended.
Is that why your track stack podcasts were only like 10 minutes?
No, because the songs that I review are only like 3 minutes, and I'm like, why would I want to give like a whole hour podcast on a 3-minute song?
You should just done the album.
Unless it's well, I mean, I could, right? But I don't know. Sometimes songs work. I mean, that's why I call it track stack, because it's not called album stack.
Oh, true.
I stack
Tracks
songs.
stack.
Yeah. Which you guys should check out on my channel. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm not gonna do any plugins.
Here's a plugin right here. I'll edit one in.
Alright. It's not even like my plugin, it's like a plugin to like
SoundCloud.
9 gig.
9 gig. 4chan. Rule 34.
Like you just find a link of like something you just type in Haelen
I
Hernandez.
wonder how this is going to be titled. This will probably be titled something like Microtransactions. It's going to say the name right of the show and then the semicolon, and it'll say something like Microtransactions, Game Theory, and a bunch of controversial stuff.
34.
No.
I'm just joking.
I think we would get like
microtransactions, platformers of today. I don't know, something.
Microtransactions,
Super Metroid.
Microtransactions, controversial stuff. No, microtransactions, game theory, controversial stuff, and
YouTube
Super Bowl
algorithm.
34. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we definitely covered a lot of things. I didn't think we'd cover so much.
Yeah, it's about to be 1 hour. But
Thanks,
I kind of still feel like talking about stuff. If you have
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do. I mean, I can keep on talking about Super Metroid.
You
for a
know
while,
what we should do?
What?
We should be scumbags and only upload. We'll record 2 of them and only upload 1 of them per week.
I don't see why not.
No, just kidding.
I don't see why not.
But anyways, that wraps up the show for today. Most likely.
It does indeed.
Well,
This is the
Haelen, do you
first
have
podcast?
anything before I conclude this? Even though I just
Yes.
interrupted you?
No, you're
One
fine.
more thing
You're
to say?
fine. You're fine. Nothing too much, but definitely, I really hope that you enjoy the podcast. This is just me and Kevin talking about things that we really have. I don't know where to go with that. More or
Anyways.
less. No. Hello.
Okay, you just gonna interrupt me? You know I interrupted you? Okay, cool.
No, these podcasts are just me and Kevin spewing whatever is on our mind, like I said before. But it's definitely stuff that we talk about, even off camera or off the podcast. And whatever is relevant and whether it's not relevant, we just talk about whatever, and it's just the chill time. So,
Yeah, sometimes it's controversial, like the first one on accident, but you know.
but I'm pretty sure a good chunk of you were amused over the conversation,
Or
regardless.
offended if you were offended. or like an ally or questioning gender.
Don't worry, we don't hate you guys.
Okay, we should probably stop before we mess this up. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day, and until next time.
Peace.